So, since I'm bottle feeding Raphtalia's kids, since she rejected the one, and I have somebody who wants to raise bottle babies for 4-H, I just took both the babies. I'm letting little bits, tiny little doe, nurse off of Raphtalia, since she has milk to spare, and I don't think Little Bit's making quite enough for her 2 babies. Little Bit's udder is pretty tiny, and I don't think there's much milk in it. The sister, the bigger one, looks like her belly is staying fairly full and she's putting on weight. Meanwhile, this little dinky one, her belly is always pretty empty and she hasn't been putting on weight quite like the other one is. So I'm supplementing her. I did give her and her sister a bottle the day after they were born just to make sure they were eating, and they did take the bottle really quickly. But since I'm already milking Raphtalia to bottle feed her babies, I figured I would just put little dinky here on her while she's on the stand and let her nurse a little bit. Raphtalia knows this isn't her kid, so I had to tie her leg here so she doesn't stomp on the baby. But this baby seems a lot more peppy and energetic now that I've been supplementing her with another doe and some more milk. And Little Bit so far hasn't seemed to notice that she smells different, because when a baby nurses off a different mom, they end up smelling like the other mom. And most of the time, a doe will reject a kid that doesn't smell like her milk. But Little Bit's being a great mom. She smells her and she kind of looks a little confused, but she doesn't attack her and she still feeds her, so. Seems to be working out pretty well for this little dinky one. You have a full belly, I think you're done. So we'll just keep doing this and make sure the little one's getting enough to eat. So today's the first day we're gonna put Little Bit's 2 little ones in with the other babies for a play date. So these 2 are Little Bit's. These 2 are Alitas, and I'll go grab Pippin's and put them in this pen as well. I am going to take this water dish out just in case someone falls in it. We waited a few days to put Little Bits in here because they were so tiny and a little fragile, so they didn't get to go on a play date right away. It looks like this baby fell in the water dish already, so definitely taking that out of there. Hi, Mama. What's the matter? You can go out and eat. Yeah. You've been in this building for 2 days. You can go out. Get some fresh grass instead of hay. Yeah, fresh grass. You're a good mom. There we go. All the Nigis together, except for Jinx's triplets, obviously. They need to stay in the pen and bond with Mom for a day or 2 before I let them play together. But we have Pippin's horned buck and Pippin's little polled moon-spotted buck in here now. Little Dinky's running. I think I might want to name this one Evie. But I'm not sure. Definitely, she's the one that I'm looking at keeping right now. I did want to keep this one because she's polled and moon-spotted. But this one, I don't know. I like this one's colors a little bit more. And working with her more, so we're kind of bonding. This one's still really pretty though. Yeah. Oh, KITT. KITT's in a kitting stall as well because she's starting to get soft ligaments. So I want to keep an eye on her. I have towels up dividing her from Jinx's pen because Jinx is attacking the fence because she can see KITT next to her babies. Yeah. I'll check your ligaments. If you're not soft right now, you can go out in the pasture with your sister, okay? Hi, little Dinky. Got her out for a little bit of playtime. Oh, don't go over there. They're not going to be very nice to you. Get some sun. Got a little bit of fresh air. She breathes a little heavier than the other one, and there's a little tiny bit of a crackle when she's breathing. So hopefully she isn't getting pneumonia. But I decided to bring her out in the fresh air in the sun for just a little bit to see if that helps her any. She's so cute. Hi. Oh, so fast. Dinky. Your name's gonna end up being Dinky if I keep calling you that. Yeah. Are you gonna be just like blue cactuses, Dinky? fell in a hole. Good morning, babies. So this is our little pen in the house full of bottle babies. These two are Raphtalias. So this is the boy that she rejected and didn't want to feed at all, and she was beating up. So he definitely came in to be a bottle baby. And I brought his sister in to be a bottle baby because I have a person looking to raise a pulled doeling and a pulled buckling for 4-H. So him and his sister are just going to go to that lady as bottle babies. They're going to get picked up in 2 weeks after I make sure they're on a bottle good and thriving, which they are. These are very healthy babies. But since his mama rejected him, he ended up being a bottle baby, and his sister's just going along because I have that buyer wanting bottle babies, which I usually don't do. But I've never sold to anyone doing 4-H before. So the other two in here, their mom is not making enough milk for them, and she rejected this little one. This was the first one born, but she's having some trouble with her legs. Her legs are bowing at the knee, so she is currently wearing some splints to help keep those legs a little straighter. Mama did like this baby, but as I mentioned, Mama wasn't making enough milk for them, so they had to come in and be on the bottle. Don't squish your sister. She's got wonky legs. Now, the bow legs here, I'm pretty sure it's not a genetic thing. It's just that she is smaller, weaker. She doesn't have as much muscle as her sister does. Her sister was the second one born, so she's technically the little sister, but she's the bigger one of the two. This one's just a lot scrawnier, doesn't have as much meat on it. I'm pretty sure her muscles aren't as developed, and she may have been lacking a little bit of selenium. As we've seen with the Nigis, a couple of them needed some selenium after they were born for bendy legs. But this is the first one that's had bow legs this year. She's got a couple little splints on there, keeping her legs straight. I'll leave those on for a day or two and then see how the legs are looking as she gets a little bit stronger. But they're all doing okay in here. I need to clean the pen out this morning. But yeah, so Raphtalia's two are going to be here for 2 weeks, and then they're coming with me to a swap meet where the person is going to pick them up, and her daughter is going to raise them on the bottle for 4-H. They bought one of our goats last year, so these two will be a friend for him. He kind of looks just like this one does. That'll be fun knowing these guys are in little 4-H shows. Oh, you can't get comfy with those splints on, can ya? She's getting around a lot better with the splints on than having the splints off. The bow isn't too terrible in her legs. It's just really weak at her knees. So instead of standing with straight legs, they bow out. So she kind of stands like this. So those splints are just keeping her legs straighter and keeping them from bowing out. She was laying down a ton before I put the splints on. So with those on, she's actually up and moving. So I think they're helping. Yeah, she's so cute. So once she builds up some muscle on those front legs, enough to keep them straight, then I can keep the splints off of her. Oh, I know they're not comfortable, are they? But they'll help. It's just for like a day or two. It's just for a day or two. Alright, so today is April 8th. It's kind of chilly and rainy outside, so I have all the babies in this little playpen, and the moms come in and feed them every couple hours. They knocked the little towel down. It was a little windbreak up there, but they enjoy sleeping on it, so I'm going to let them have it for a little while. So they're all having fun in there. This is all the babies except 4. 4 are in the house as bottle babies. Yeah. And then yesterday was KITT's due date, the 150-day mark. So she's on day 151, and she's showing some signs. She's uncomfy, and she's definitely super squishy back there. I think she has just a smidge of a ligament left, which means she could go at any time. She has some new stock on both her ears because I noticed that she was losing some hair behind them. It could just be regular shedding or rubbing on these fences. But just in case, if she was starting to get a touch of mites, I put some new stock on there, which will take care of those. It's just going to look a little messy right now. I think between the two of them, Calamity's probably going to go before KITT. Because Calamity definitely lost her ligaments and she's been really uncomfy and it looks like she's dropped. KITT, I don't know if I'll be able to tell if she'll drop because her stomach is so big and tight that I don't think she's going to look like she's dropped. Hi, Mama. How you doing? You getting tired of being in here? So Calamity and KITT have both been in here for 2 days since their ligaments started getting soft. They've just been getting hay and they're kind of wanting to go out on pasture, but they're so close to kidding. I don't want them to drop them in the field. So they're in these pens right under the cameras so I can watch them both. So now we just have to wait and see which one of them goes first. What's going on in here? Who's being loud? I bet it's you. This little brown one right here, I think is the loudest one in the bunch. That's Alita's little buckling. Yes, hi, you're so friendly. This is Annie's buckling. That one's Alita's doling. So Alita's doling, Pippin's moon-spotted buckling, Little Bit's horned doling, and the 4 that are in the house are all reserved, so they have people that are gonna take them home when they're ready. At this point, I'm keeping little Dinky here. Jinx's polled doling is possibly reserved. We're gonna wait and see. So she will possibly go to my aunt. My aunt is wanting a solid brown goat that's polled. So she fits those 2, but she really would like a blue-eyed buckling that she can weather to fit in with her other herd of wethers. Well, this little doling here is polled and solid brown. She's missing the blue eyes, but she's really pretty. So if we don't get a polled blue-eyed buckling, then my aunt's probably going to take her. Which just leaves a couple others. I'm sure they'll go pretty quickly once I start actually advertising them. Right now, it's just people who know I have goats are picking out their favorites. So Alita's doling, Little Bit's doling, 2 other little fainter dolings that are in the house. Pearl and Luca, those are all going to the same person. She's getting 6 goats total. So they all get to stay together and they're only like 7 minutes away from my house. So they're not too far from me if I ever wanted to go see them. This little buckling may end up going with Jinx's little horned doling. The person buying him is considering getting the little doling as well, but they haven't decided yet. This little dude's probably going to go pretty quickly as well, since he does have the blue eyes and he's polled. The only thing he kind of has against him is he's mostly white, and most people are looking for color. Hi, buddy. You're so cute. You are. You're adorable. That's Pippin's horned buck. There's Jinx's horned doe. Or no, that's the polled doe. Horned doe's over there. They look so similar. I really need to name them so I can tell them apart. So Annie's buckling's probably going to end up being named Sinatra. The people that have reserved some goats have named a few of them. So the lady that's getting the 6 all together, she named Pearl and Luca. She named Little Bit's little doling over there, Fina. And then the 2 that she has in the house are Millie and Faye. And she's still deciding on a name for Alita's little doling. I think I'm probably going to name Pippin's 2 boys, Feely and Keely, to kind of fit in with the Lord of the Rings theme there with their mom. This one would probably be Feely because he's the lighter coated one. And then the darker brown moon-spotted boy would be Keely. Dinky, I'm torn between just calling her Dinky because that's what I've called her since she was born, or naming her Evie. because she is small and like Eevee colors. I was going to do a Pokemon theme this year, but there's so many of them, I don't know if I'd be able to pick good names. Alita's little buckling, I might call Thorin. And Jinksy's little babies, I think I'm going to go with chocolate-themed names since they were born on Easter. So this one could either be Twix or Rolo. I think this one, because she has a little chocolate moon spot in the shape of a heart, I kind of want to call her Dove after the little Dove heart-shaped chocolates. And then this one could be Snickers or Reese or something along those lines. I haven't quite decided. Yes, hello, Pearl. I know, you're jealous. There's so many babies. So many babies. You're not the little one anymore. So Pearl and Luca are still here. They're going to leave as soon as Luca's weathering is complete. Just waiting for everything to drop off. Then he can go with her. And then they wait until the other 4 of their goats are ready to go, which would be sometime in June. You uncomfy, KITT? You got your leg popped out to the side, but I don't think you're quite ready to go yet. Oh, well. Just as I was looking at KITT, Calamity flopped over and did this. Is that a contraction, or are you going to start pushing? You're still eating. So Calamity's a second-time mom, so this should be pretty easy for her, unless it's a really big kid, but I think she's gonna have twins. So far, I've been right about the amount of kids each one's gonna have, except I was wrong for Jinks. I expected twins, got triplets, and I was wrong for a little bit. I expected a single and got twins. But I think she'll give us 2. So the whole goats will stop eating when they're going to have their babies does not apply to my goats. Every single one of them will eat before, during, and after labor. Oh, is it stopped? What was that? You remember this? You had a baby last year. You did so good with that one. Now our second fresheners this year haven't been doing too well. Raphtalia rejected her buckling, and Alita decided she doesn't like either of her kids, just randomly. If I leave them penned up with her at night, I'll check the cameras while I'm checking on the other girls, and I will see her throwing her babies around. So I don't let her stay in the pen overnight with her babies. I just have to come out every few hours and bring them out to her so they can nurse, but our second fresheners just are not doing great. So hopefully Calamity does much better and takes both her babies no problem, if she has to. Oh my goodness. What? What? We're not talking about you. As soon as you look at him, he stops screaming. It's been a little while, and now both girls are having pretty hard contractions. Just about at the same time.